partly to mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking at the sunshine. A few clouds around a little bit earlier. We're going to continue to see clouds and glimpses of sun as we go through the remainder of the day. I think the clouds are going to pick up just a little bit more because later on today there is going to be the chance of a sprinkle or two, but nothing even like what it was yesterday. Quite frankly, other than the extreme southeast corner of the Lower Peninsula, where I think Monroe picked up maybe a quarter of an inch. Toledo was a little bit closer to 0.4 of an inch. All along that Lake Erie shoreline, especially down in Ohio, they were looking at precipitation anywhere from 1/3 of an inch to a little bit better than a 1/2 inch there. But the further to the west and the north you got, very little, if any, precipitation, except along the Lake Michigan shoreline. We did see a few locations that had somewhere around a trace, 1/100th, 2/100ths, 3/100ths of an inch, but that was it. Right now, Matthew, after starting the morning off, once again, a little bit on the cooler side. What are we looking at?
Currently, over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 47. Over in Midland, it's partly sunny at 46. Here, Radio Center, it's also, it's mostly sunny at 46. We have northwest winds at 9 miles per hour, gusting up to 20 miles per hour, and our pressure is at 29.73, and it's rising.
Those breezes are going to continue with us here for a good part of the day, that northwest breeze, so it will feel a little chillier than what the thermometer will finish off at. We're looking for a high temperature of about 51 degrees later on this afternoon. So for later this afternoon and early this evening, temperature-wise, shouldn't be all that bad. Now, the wind is going to be dying down once we get a little bit closer to sunset, which is at right around 6:30, 6:28 to be specific. So it'll be a little bit cooler then as we lose the sun, but any outdoor activity at all, watching sports, football, whatever, just dress accordingly. It is going to be chilly. And we are going to be looking at a low tonight of right around 35 degrees. Started the morning off, as I said, a little bit on the cool side, although not as chilly as what we have been seeing, but still a few locations were below the freezing mark. Bad Axe and Alma looking at right around 36, which wasn't all that bad. 35 degrees in Caro, Cass City, Lapeer, Durand. You get a little bit closer to the Flint area, it was 31 degrees there. Owasso started off with a low temperature of 33. Then moving a little bit further north, Standish, Gladwin, 34. Lupton started off at 30 degrees. And then we get into the 20s once we move a little bit further north. West Branch at 29, as well as Hale and Glenny. Mayo started the morning off at 25 degrees. Had a chance to talk to a few people up there a little bit earlier this morning. And according to them, this was the first hard frost that they had seen in that particular part of the state. But evidently it was a very hard frost and a whole lot of windshields that needed scraping up in that part of the state. We owe it all right now to that low pressure system, which has been gradually working its way through the North American continent. If you recall, the beginning of the week, it was in the central part of the continental United States, moved through the Tennessee Valley, the lower Ohio River Valley, got over to the Appalachians, and then started a northeast trek, moving up to the east of the Appalachian Range, and then winding up right now, currently in New England. A whole lot of precipitation involved with this thing. Fortunately for us, we didn't see much of any of it at all in Michigan. We were looking at rainfall amounts of over 2 inches as it moved through the Tennessee Valley, moved into and around Pennsylvania, and then up into New York. And, of course, a lot of the headlines this morning were the flooding that occurred in New York City. There was quite a bit of rain, not a lot measurable-wise, but it came down in a real short period of time, which caused some flash flooding. And we're talking in some of the bigger cities like Philadelphia, as well as Washington, D.C., New York, looking at Boston, a couple of locations in Connecticut, as well as New Hampshire. The low pressure system right now is situated over Maine, and it is going to be moving off to the east northeast here as we go through the remainder of the day today and into tonight. There is right now a high pressure system that's pushing that low out. It's located over the mid-Atlantic states. It's going to stay there for the next couple of days. So eventually what's going to happen is it's going to begin to warm our temperatures up. But right now that high is not a very intense high pressure system. So again, as we mentioned, clouds, sun as we go through the day, a few more clouds around as we move into the later afternoon, 51 for a high. Some lake effect type spotty sprinkles, light rain moving into the evening hours, 35, 36 for a low tonight. Sun will rise tomorrow morning at 8:12. We're going to be looking at clouds to start the day, but I think it's going to be partly sunny pretty much all day on Saturday, so not all that bad of a day. And we're going to be looking at a very light northwest wind, about 5, 6, 7, 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we'll get a little cooler. 33 will be our low with partly cloudy skies, a northeast breeze at right around 5 miles per hour because there will be a high pressure system situated over Minnesota and into the Lake Superior area. That's what's going to be not only clearing us out, but giving us some pretty chilly temperatures. During the day on Sunday, 53 for a high, which is average for this time of the year, 39 for a low on Sunday night, which is just a tad above normal, but not much. The big difference on Sunday is going to be a southwest breeze, but still, it'll be relatively light, 8 to 12 miles per hour. That's going to be it. Now, that southwest breeze is going to usher in some clouds late Sunday night, and then after midnight into the morning hours, early morning hours on Monday, there is going to be the chance of a widely scattered shower. But again, I emphasize the scattered part. Some of you could pick up a quarter of an inch out of it. Others of you maybe a tenth. Others of you maybe nothing at all. But Sunday night and early Monday morning is when the next action is going to take place. Once it moves out on Monday morning, we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies, 51 for a high on Monday. Clear skies Monday night, about 34. Then on Tuesday, sunshine, 56 for a high. Right around 37, 38 degrees for a low on Tuesday night. There will be a chance, ever so slight, as a weak system will be moving through on Wednesday. We'll see very possibly some scattered shower activity in the afternoon on Wednesday. 59 for a high on Wednesday. Don't be surprised if you do see a few 60-degree temperatures midweek next week. Middle 30s for a low on Wednesday night, and then cooler as we finish the work week off with sunshine on Thursday, 51 for a high. Average high, as we mentioned, 53, 37 for a low. The record high on this date is 79 degrees. That was set back in 1933. The record low, 19, and that was set 100 years ago, 1925. A year ago today, our high was 73, our low was 50. We had a trace of precipitation. The warmest ever, 31st of October, Halloween, was back in 1974. 73 was our high, 59 was our low. The coolest ever, you got to go back to 1917. 32 was our high, 26 was our low. And, on this date, back in 2023, we had a half inch of snow out at MBS International Airport. And we did have some unofficial reports of up to 2 inches of snow in some areas in the Great Lakes Bay area on Halloween of 2023. Incidentally, the warmest ever Halloween was back in 1933. It was 79 degrees on that day. The coldest ever 100 years ago, 19 was our coldest ever. And again, as we said, that was the record low for this date. 1925, the wettest ever. You go back to 2013. It was just under an inch and 2/10 of rain on Halloween back in 2013. The snowiest ever, well, we talked about it. 2023, officially at the airport, a half inch. And as I said, there were some locations that did get more on than that. What's going to be happening as we move into the month of November, at least for the first 13 days anyway? Our temperatures on average are going to be above normal for this time of the year. Precipitation values will be at or slightly below average. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have today?
Coming up next, we have Kevin Pike from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at RoofMax. AskBenHow.com. That's the web address. They've really been busy on that website. So in some cases, if you click on it and it's not coming up right, have patience. There's a lot of people asking Ben Howe right now. 989-859-6751. That's the telephone number. You can try that. The reason why he's so busy is because there's a lot of people right now are looking for a free roof assessment. They want to see what's going on up on their roof. And the only way you're really going to be able to tell is by having somebody get up there and take a look. And that's what Ben is all about. He's got a lot of options available to him, and you have a lot of options available to you when you work with Ben at RoofMax. One of them is that RoofMax product that restores the flexibility. It extends the life of your roof. And obviously, you're going to save thousands of dollars in one big headache. Transferable warranty, they've got that too with it. Just like you maintain your equipment, your roof needs maintenance too, and that's where RoofMax delivers. Give them a call today, 989-859-6751, or go to the website, askbenhow.com, because a little care today is going to save you a whole lot more tomorrow. We say good morning to Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. And Kevin, the last time I looked, there really wasn't a lot of activity going on. What's happening?
Yeah, good morning to you too, Terry. There's not too much news happening today, and really to start off the day, we're at a second straight day of slightly lower prices after those 3 good days of rallying. Corn appears to be taking a hit after trade details were released that did not include corn or wheat, with limited market data and favorable weather and planting conditions down in South America. Prices have seemed to reach a plateau until more news becomes available. We still have solid demand, though, but there's only so much we can do with the limited information that's available until the government shutdown ends. On the soybean side, we've climbed about $1 since early October, and it looks like the market seems to be leveling off with both soybeans and soy meal appear to be overbought. With the latest figures with that China and U.S. trade deal, they seem fairly average, but there's still a little uncertainty around whether China will actually follow through with those commitments. But for now, we're taking a cautious wait-and-see approach with that. And on the wheat side, we're also down for the second consecutive day. After a recent price spike, the U.S. wheat seems to have outpriced itself. It has become less competitive with Russia and Argentina wheat, which is currently much cheaper. And looking at our winter wheat seeding, nationwide, we're about 85% complete here. And locally, planting should be wrapped up within the next few days if you're still out there.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of wheat fields. I'm just kind of curious, too. I don't know if you'd have any way of knowing, but it looked to me like we're putting in at least as many acres of wheat, if not maybe a little bit more than what we had last year. Any thoughts on that, Kevin?
Yeah, speaking over to our Richfield team, they seem happily pretty surprised here, especially looking at during wheat harvest and how bad the prices were in think selling seed was a little bit down, but after that really good fall of good weather, it seems like the farmers really got out there and planted some, and they're looking at probably about average of last year, around the same as last year. So
Okay, well that's good news, and I know a lot of producers never used to like to put any wheat in after the 1st of November. I got a funny feeling there's going to be a little bit more wheat go in yet.
yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't mind if we get some more wheat in that ground.
Yeah, it would really help. As far as the soybean harvest goes and corn, I would assume corn harvest is really moving along at all of the Star of the West locations.
Yeah, it's definitely moving along, and I think last Friday we were probably around 5% completed. I bet we're around 30% done now here. The beats definitely aren't helping on that end, but all the numbers from that are looking real good. And then that soy harvest, we're over 95% done there, and we've had good numbers all fall from soybeans here.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see some piles of corn out at the Richville plant. So looks like everything is moving along pretty good. So right now, Kevin, what do you have on the board?
Yeah, on the board we have cash wheat is up 1 at 505 on the white, 430 on the red. New crop 2026 is down 3 at 550 on the white, 465 on the red. Cash and current price corn is down 1 at 364. New crop 2026 is down 1 at 399. Cash and current price soybeans is down 2 at 1011, and new crop 2026 is up 2 at 1018.
You have a great weekend, Kevin. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
I will. Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The Market Report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. They've got 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay Area, and they're ready to help you get everything in line for 2026. Now is the time, if you've got the time, to be talking to the folks at Thumb Bank. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by the Market Report, brought to you by the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese, 989-868-4722. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Getting ready for the weekend. November 1st is tomorrow.
All Saints Day.
Yeah. Well, the way things have been going, we need to pray.
We need some saintly intervention here.
I
I'm pretty
think so.
sure.
I think so. What's going on?
Oh, gosh. Well, FMC hit another 16-year low today. The brokerage firms, in their infinite wisdom, downgraded them today to dropped their point targets down to just about where they're setting. Where were they when they were $67 a share if they were going to sell some? I mean, I would think they would have sold it there instead of here, but whatever. It shows my wisdom versus their wisdom. Amazon hit a new high today. They're up $25, and, they fired 40,000 people and replaced them with AI. So bully for you. That works for them. So other than the people that lost their jobs, the people that are invested in Amazon are fine, I guess. Anyway, well, here's your numbers. December corn is 4.29 3/4, down a half a penny. The March corn is 4.42 3/4, down a penny. November soybeans 10.91 3/4, up a half a penny. January soybeans 11.07 1/2, down a quarter of a penny. December wheat is 5.26 3/4, up 2 1/2. And the March wheat is 5.41 3/4, up 1 1/4. And sugar did not hit a new low today, up 14 cents a hundred. So maybe that route is over. Crude oil is 61.10, up 53 cents. Heating oil 242.93, up 3 cents. Gasoline $2.02 of a penny, down 1/10 of a penny. Natural gas 429.9, so call it 430, up 9.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.4013 Canadian. That's up 28 ticks. The dollar buys 153.96 yen, down 16 ticks. The euro's at 115.31, down 34 ticks. And the dollar's at 99.79, up 26 ticks. So gold is at $40.2250, up $21.20. Silver's 48.68, up 25 and a quarter cents. Platinum's 15.93.60, down $20.10. And copper's at 507.85, up 0.05 of a penny.
Wow.
Not a lot there.
Wow.
Very teeny.
Better get them a blanket and a pillow.
Right.
You have a good weekend, Doug. We'll talk to you on
Thanks.
Monday, all righty?
All right.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Coming up next, we have Stephanie Zelenko from AgroLiquid.
But first, this.
It's been an unreasonably warm fall. Hard to believe harvest is already here, but that's how it goes. Mother Nature runs the show, and the cycle keeps moving forward. At ACH Seeds, we take the same long view. It takes nearly 10 years to bring a new sugar beet variety to market, and every step of that process is focused on helping your operation grow into the future. From all of us at ACH Seeds, thank you for another season of partnership. We look forward to growing with you.
Sugar beet harvest is a special time of year. The sounds, the smell, and the teamwork are like nothing else. This is Peter Maxwell, your ACH Seeds representative, with a friendly reminder to keep safety a top priority this harvest season. Encourage your crews to stay alert in the field and drive carefully as they deliver this year's crop. You've built an incredible legacy, one worth protecting. Thank you for your continued trust in ACH Seeds.
ACH Seeds, growing with you.
Along with us, Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid. Stephanie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you.
Are we making progress here, Stephanie?
We are, a little bit quicker back to the fields in some areas than others, but I think pretty much everywhere that got the rain a week ago, things have dried up enough that we can get back at wrapping up that harvest.
And what are we looking at yield-wise? What have you heard?
I've heard all over the board, and I think it just goes back to how much rain we got this summer or when those rains really came. I'm hearing on soybeans, lows in the 30s and highs in the 80s. And soybeans are so dependent upon, those August rains that I think that really made the difference for some guys.
Yeah, it sure did. Well, hopefully the harvest continues. I really don't see any weather problems that's going to hold us up.
No, I think we have a good, at least 7 to 10 days to get going. So a lot of progress should be made and things should be drying out enough to get some of that tillage work done. So I think we'll see some big progress over the next week.
Stephanie, you have a great weekend, okay?
You too. Thank you.
All righty. Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid. Chuck Cervinsky from Maple Hill Nursery joining me right now. And, those winds over the past couple of days with coming out of the east, northeast, and temperatures hovering around that 40-degree mark kind of makes us think about protecting evergreens, huh?
Yeah, especially, ones that we might have planted this summer, boxwood, arborvitae, yews, some of the rhododendrons. They really need to be protected from those cold winter winds we get December through February. One way to do that is with wilt-proof. It's an organic and biodegradable spray, and it works by forming a clear, flexible protective coating that's not going to interfere with the plant's growth in any way. It seals in the moisture so plants won't dehydrate during the winter months, and it's real easy to apply. You're going to want to spray it on the plants on a day when temperatures are in the 40s or 50s, so it's got 2 to 3 hours to dry. Typically, an application is going to last 3 to 4 months, so if you have to respray it later on, you can. You can also use it on existing evergreen plants and not just new plantings.
All righty. For more information, how do we get a hold of you, Chuck?
You can get a hold of us here at the store at 989-835-4708.
You take care. Have a great weekend, okay?
You too.
Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. We'll be right back.
Imagine a force so powerful it can move mountains. One propelled by a group of individuals with a shared purpose. That's what makes the agricultural industry different. The unstoppable spirit that binds us. We cultivate innovation and unite under a shared purpose, all in the pursuit of progress. Since 1937, Bex has sought to honor God each day in our commitment to help farmers succeed and leave a lasting mark on the world around us. We look forward to standing beside you for seasons to come, working as one to become unstoppable together.
You need advice on what's going on in the field? Not a problem. Vic Huffer at Freeland Bean and Grain is ready to answer your questions. Serving you is their business, doing it since 1983, Freeland Bean and Grain. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The FBI director says a terror plot was foiled in Michigan. CBS's Jake Rosen says it was described as a Halloween weekend plot.
FBI Director Kash Patel has said that there were arrests made. We know, based on our reporting here, the arrests happened in Dearborn and Inkster, two towns nearby each other. What we don't know is whether there's some kind of foreign nexus to these arrests. Were these people influenced by an ideology